we have four functions. Let's practice the chain rule. So for chain rule, you have to take the derivative of the outer function and treating the inner function as one piece, and then multiply the derivative of the inner function. Let's take a look at the first function. We have f of x equals to 3x minus 4, the whole quantity raised to the 6th power. So this is a composition function. We have a linear function, 3x minus 4, inside a 6th power. All right? So f prime of x, first, we have to take care of the 6th power. So you bring the 6 down, and then whatever inside the quantity, inside the parenthesis, we don't really care that right now, and then take 6 minus 1 equals to 5. So this is the simple power rule. And then you multiply the derivative of the inner function. So what's the inner function? The inner function is a linear function, 3x minus 4. So this, we are taking the derivative of 3x minus 4. So when you do this part, you are using chain rule. And then you just take the derivative. So f prime of x, that is equals to 6, and then 3x minus 4 raised to the 5th. The derivative of the linear function is just equals to 3 because the slope is equals to 3. So we multiply by 3, and then we take care of the 6 and the 3. So f prime of x is equals to 18 times 3x minus 4 raised to the 5th power. So with a little bit practice, you can just get the answer down without showing much of work. All right, so that's the first function. Let's box that. And then the second function, we have a square root, so right over here. So let's me switch to another color. So the second function, we have f of x equals to the square root of ax plus 6, and then raised to the 9th power. All right, so square root means one half power, right? So f of x, that is equals to, so before I write this, what's the layer? So the outermost layer is the 1/2 power, and then the inner layer is the 5th power, and then the innermost layer is ax plus 6. So let me make this more look like a 6. So let's treat that as 3 layers. We have a 1/2 from outside to inside. We have a 1/2 power. We have a 9th power, and then the innermost layer we have a linear function ax plus 6. So let's do that. So we have ax plus 6 raised to the 9th power, and then we raise the whole thing to the 1/2. And then I am going to treat this as 3 layers. And then you might ask me a question right now, hey, you have a 9th power, you have a 1/2 power, why don't you just multiply the two exponents? Yes, that is totally correct, but with practice, I would like to take this as 3 layers. All right, so I'm trying to practice chain rule, so let's take that as 3 layers. So what if you want to multiply the 9 and the 1/2? Do you get the same answer? The answer is absolutely yes. All right, so f prime of x, so the outer layer is the square bracket, so we bring the 1/2 down. Whatever inside the square bracket, I don't care right now, and then we take the 1/2 minus 1, which is negative 1/2, and then you take the derivative of the inner piece, so the dx of everything inside. So what's everything inside? Everything inside is ax plus 6 to the 9th power. So that's what you are going to take the derivative next. Ax plus 6 to the 9th power. All right, and then now we have a derivative. So do you see that there is a derivative right over here? So this derivative is chain rule. When you do this, you are using chain rule. All right, let's keep moving. Next line, f prime of x. We copy this first, so square bracket, and then ax plus 6 to the 9th power, and then raise everything to negative 1/2, and then this, we have a linear function inside a 9th power, right? So let's bring the 9 down. So multiply, we bring the 9 down, whatever that is. Now we raise that to the 8th power, and then we take the derivative of the linear function. The linear function is ax plus 6. So let's write this down, ax plus 6, and then we take the derivative of ax plus 6. Okay, so now we have one more derivative to take care, which is all the way to the right, ax plus 6. That is easy. The derivative is equals to 8. Next line, f prime of x, that is equals to 1/2, and then square root ax plus 6 to the 9th power, and then raise that to negative 1/2, and then the derivative of this is equals to 8, right? is equals to 8, and then 8 times 9, 8 times 9, that is equals to 72, times 72, and then 8x plus 6 to the 8th power. Okay, so this one, and then you have a 72 divided by 2. You can go ahead and do the multiplication, and then for everything else, you can just leave everything like that. So we have final answer, f prime of x, so we have a 36. And then square bracket, can you multiply the 9 and the negative 1/2? So when I ask my student to do this on the test, I would say don't multiply, because my reason is this is not about simplifying a function. So if you can just leave the answer like that, just leave it over there, because when I grade your work, it is easier for me to grade your work. But what if you are doing works online? So if you are doing homeworks or exams online, you have to follow the direction. You have to follow whatever is shows up on your screen. If they ask you to simplify, yes, then you do have to simplify. Okay, we have 8x plus 6, 9, and then negative 1/2. And then multiply 8x plus 6 to the 8th power. I'll just box my final answer right over there. Okay, we have next function. The next function is 7 divided by square root of. So let me copy this let me copy this function first. So we have a 7, so we copy and then we paste. Okay, let's rewrite the square root in the denominator. So f of x, that is equals to 7, and then that becomes a negative 1/2 power. So 7, and then we have 5x plus 3, and then raised to the negative 1/2 power. So we have a linear function 5x plus 3 inside a negative 1/2 power. So let's take the derivative, f prime of x, that is equals to 7. We bring the negative 1/2 down, whatever that is, raised to negative 1/2 minus 1, which is negative 3/2, and then we multiply the derivative of the linear function, 5x plus 3. Of course, we have to fill in the parenthesis, 5x plus 3, and then you take the derivative, and then the job is done. So f prime of x equals to 7 times negative 1/2. So that will be, let's take the derivative first. And then we will multiply the constant. 5x plus 3, and then raised to negative 3 over 2. And then the derivative of this linear function is equals to 5. So therefore, we have 7 times 5, 35 over negative 1/2. Or I will just keep everything in fraction. So that is equals to negative 35 divided by 2, and then we have 5x plus 3 raised to negative 3 over 2. And this is the answer to the third function. Let's do the last one. So the last one, let's go back. Copy this. Bring it down. Let's draw a line to divide the work. Okay, let me use another color. So we have a quadratic function, 4x squared minus 6x plus 10, and then raised to the negative 8th power. So the outer layer is negative 8, and then we have a parabola inside the negative 8th power. F prime of x, that is equals to, you bring the negative 8 down, and then treat everything inside as one piece, and then negative 8 minus 1 is negative 9, and then using chain rule, you have to take the derivative of the parabola. The parabola is 4x squared minus 6x plus 10. You also fill out this blank, 4x squared minus 6x plus 10. And then all you have to do is you take the derivative, right? So f prime of x, that is equals to negative 8, 4x squared minus 6x plus 10 raised to the negative 9, and then we multiply. So for 4x squared, you bring the 2 down, so you have a ax to the first power. The derivative of negative 6x is just negative 6. The derivative of 10 is equals to 0 because 10 is a constant. And then that's it. Do you need to multiply the negative 8 and the ax minus 6? In my class, I will say that it's not necessary, because if I see this in your box, That is so much easier when it comes to grade everything by hand. Alright, that is the end of this video. If you think my instruction is clear and helpful, give me a like, share the video for me, click the subscribe button if you are on your way out. Appreciate for your help. I will see you all in the next one. Signing out.